Welcome back to today's episode. We have the 350C motor that we will be disassembling, not entirely, but removing the oil pan and everything like that to see the damage, I guess. If you've been watching these videos on this particular series, this was a knocking motor, so we might be able to get away with just swapping out bearings, or if this thing's pretty tanked, which I don't think it is, we'll have to replace the motor, which is going to be anywhere from, for a known good motor, $700 to $1,500, depending on where you get it. Please like this video and share with your friends. And we do have some sponsored products, some links down here in the channel to help support the channel as well. All right, so I have a lot of work to do and honestly not enough time to do it. So we're gonna jump straight into this right now. So we have the block here now. A couple things. I need to remove this exhaust manifold. I just tried to rotate it. This hits it. Now, I could probably just pull these out, but you know, to be entirely honest, that honestly could create problems for me later. The exhaust manifold is going to be pretty easy to honestly take off. So we're just going to take it off. The heat shield bolts are heated up. So we'll see how... Oh, man. Anyway, cool. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and voice over a lot of this because what ends up happening is when I'm filming these, like in the moment, I'm so focused on doing the work itself, I'm forgetting to talk and explain the process. So right here, I'm simply trying to figure out the wiring. So there's the wiring that connects to the starter, also connects to the alternator and goes to the battery. I'm essentially mumbling like, oh, this is how this works. Oh my God. And I kind of figured that out. And then I'm like, I'm just going to pull it off with the alternator or leave it hooked on. So yeah, once again, I'm doing that thing. It's really, dude, I could go on about it, to be honest. That like just filming, talking, it's honestly a skill, you know? But I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just having fun, you know? I enjoy what I do. Now, I am showing here how to work these tensioners. They're not like an auto tensioner, and they're not like an old school like bolts like a bolt. And I don't know, take like a Subaru for example, right? If you've ever worked on the Subaru and how they are KAs, they're the same type of style. This just kind of like threads up. It has this little stopper and you just kind of keep working it, and then eventually the tensioner will get loose. You can take the belt off and take the first belt off, and then the other belts for the AC, which I ended up destroying. I don't know if I filmed it because here in a minute you're gonna see it, and my camera flips over because I have it awkwardly set up. But yeah, I ended up jacking it up and ended up breaking the bolt just completely off, and I was like, yeah, I'll fix that later. And later's actually coming up, and I really don't know what I'm gonna do about that situation. But yeah, so here we got just the bracket itself. I'm pulling the bracket off, so I have access to the alternator, and you'll see my camera flip up here, but that's all I'm really trying to do. And they're 14s. The first is a 12. I think they're all 12s and 14s with what I'm taking apart here. Alternator is really easy to get off, actually. It's the one bolt. Well, it's two, right down there. I'm showing kind of like, oh, it's connected to that bracket that we originally took off in the last video to see if we can get the power steering lines, or not power steering, transmission cooling lines. Good God, I am terrible at my freaking first language, but it's just those two bolts, and then to get access to the other bolt, I don't know if I needed to take the tensioner off. I was just taking the belt off, and I said the hell with it. It's already out of the car. It's going to be easier to pull it off. But yeah, that's simple stuff, man. Simple stuff. Wiggle it out. Give it some elbow grease. Call it names. I'm probably calling it names here. I didn't listen to the whole video, but easy peasy. I got a bone to pick with Nissan on these freaking exhaust nuts because they were so tight for no goddamn reason. I mean, I don't know. They're supposed to be tight. I get that. That's the point, you know? They got to be torqued down, torqued to spec. They got to work properly, or you're going to have path of least resistance. You're going to blow gaskets. You're going to do a bunch of not, you know, good things to your car, which we don't want to do. But this was ridiculous. Like, I don't know. The other side ended up stripping off. So I was trying to take both manifolds off. I have to fix it this week because I got the other motor, which that video is coming out. God, I don't know, but I'm just trying really hard to stay on top of this, being, you know, a dad, a family man, working a day job. I mean, and doing this on the side. I got family coming. My soon-to-be wife, we're getting married, so we're doing a bunch of engagement stuff. I mean, this is crazy how busy life is right now. Like, I'm just slammed. But I digress. The point I'm making here is fuck Nissan and just how tight everything has to be. You know, I've always hated it since I've learned that the torque specs for the aluminum heads for the timing sprocket is like 95 foot-pounds, and that's just stupid. That is so dumb. I will go to my grave bitching about that. But I stripped out the other side, and I got special sockets for it, so I'll have to get that out again later this week because we have to swap over some parts and stuff to the motor that we ended up getting. And yeah, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Tomorrow's going to be a busy day. I'm only going to have like 4 hours to do all this, and I have a lot of stuff to fix and swap over, so it's going to be a pain in the ass, but we're getting there. And because I got a lot of stuff to do before my parents come into town for like 2 weeks, because I'm going to be busy with that. So exhaust manifold is off, and we're able to rotate the motor at this point, at least to one side, which is all we need. Now, I did take the motor mount off just to kind of make it easier. Only on one side, though. As you can see, one motor mount's on the side of the exhaust. I don't know what I was thinking. I just have fun turning wrenches, I guess. I don't know why, but I do. I just enjoy it. I don't know. I'm sure there's some childhood trauma in there. That's what everything gets chalked up to nowadays in modern society, I guess. But I digress. Just taking the oil pan off here, breaking all the bolts loose, you know, one by one. And we got to take this lower pan off first prior to taking the topper pan off. Or you might not have to. I don't know why I did this. I thought you might have had to, I guess, in the moment. But now that I'm kind of somewhat thinking about it a little more because I'm watching the video, I don't know. So I can't get it off here. Well, I forgot one bolt for one, but I go and grab a flathead screwdriver. Now, this is what I normally do. A lot of people will advise against it because, you know, people say you'll damage your motor. But here's what I say to people is if you're just careful and you know what you're doing, you're not going to mess anything up, right? So I'm lightly tapping it in corners that I can rest the tip of the flathead on. As you saw just now, it was jerking off. There's no flat point for me to grab onto. So this is my flat point. I'm just going to slightly tap it. And once I'm in, slightly pry a little bit and then kind of start working my way around like I am right now and how it's sliding through. Now, again, as long as you're not at like an aggressive angle, you're not going to cut into the oil pan by any means. So you're just not. So you kind of leverage it in a solid point, or the lower pan is steel. So if you want, you can kind of angle it a little upwards because you're not going to damage that. The aluminum you'll cut into, but the steel you'll just bend. So no big deal there. But I get it off. You know, once I'm able to break it in more and then switch it around, I pretty much got like one side completely loose, and then boom, you see it right there where it just popped right open. So after that, slides right up and moving on. That's why I had to take it off. Oh my God. It's a freaking shield off because it will bind up on the pickup tube. I got my favorite little stubby little snap-on Phillips. I love this thing, dude. It doesn't have to be snap-on. I didn't even buy it off the snap-on truck. I ended up buying off one of my old coworkers years ago. But, yep, just break them loose, or I think they're an 7 or an 8 mil. I don't know. Any excuse I can use to use this little stubby, because it was still expensive, you know. I'm excited about another reason of why that lower pan had to come off, because hey, dumbass AJ, the freaking bolts are in there too. There's like 2 or 3 or 4. Don't quote me on that. Just look inside, see how many there is, and put in the comments how wrong I am about how many bolts there are. But there's bolts that you got to take off at the same time to get the upper oil pan off. Duh. That's the whole reason why we took off the lower pan, dude. My God, how? I don't even remember this. How do I do this? Like, there's so many situations where I'm just like, I know the answer and I know the formula and the equation and everything like that, but I still go into a lot of these jobs like, yeah, we'll fucking figure it out, I guess, you know? So, God, this is crazy to me. Lulu, chill out. Yeah. So I'm breaking them all loose. These bolts, I don't know if they're really tight. I don't remember. Again, I'm just winging it at this point. Like everything I do, I just wing it. And somehow I've ended up here. You know, and I don't remember if they were tight. I think they were, because that looked like a pretty aggressive push. Same with that. My God. Yeah, they were tight. I'm lying to you guys. Holy crap. But once you break them loose, you know, just hit it with your impact. And, you know, if you, drop bolts in here like I did just now, and I'm like, oh, great. You know, just get yourself a little magnet. Dude, these things are lifesavers. Harbor Freight too, like a couple bucks, you know, couple dollars, and you could just fish stuff out. They're beautiful. You don't have to buy the tool truck stuff. Don't. In fact, I encourage people not to. Okay? Because nowadays everything is manufactured in the same freaking place anywhere in the world. Power tools, everything. Snap-on, Milwaukee, DeWalt, everything is just all made in the same factory somewhere overseas, typically Taiwan, I think right now. But for some reason, people still believe Snap-on's made in the US. Some of their hand tools, yes, but not enough to, I guess, the quality of other tools such as like Harbor Freight is the same, you know? And that's been proven. I'm not going to show you guys that on this channel. There's a lot of people out there that do testing like that. But here's my favorite part of any sort of engine job is any excuse I can use my hammer and just smack the shit out of things. It's so rewarding and so fun for me to just sit here and beat the absolute hell out of it. I don't know. That's therapy to me, to be honest. I have fun, especially because I know I'm not listening to music right now. Wait, I am listening to music. Yeah, especially when I'm listening to music, and good God, I was beating the crap out of that thing. Holy shit. Anyways, I'm pretty sure it's like starting to get loose. Do I hit it on the oil filter? I do. Attaboy. Oh, that's right. I was like, oh yeah, there's one more bolt. You'll find that out every once in a while. Again, be patient. Try to, hit it, see where it's not wanting to budge. Inspect that area for a bolt. I've sometimes still make that mistakes, but I've made that mistake so much more often in the beginning of things. You know what I mean? So, and then of course the typical, I can't get the right bolt in there or the right socket in there. So, yeah. But we take that off and then we go back to the hammer here, smack it a bunch, and get the upper pan off finally. I filmed like 2 seconds of me pulling the rod caps off. I don't know what happened, but I'm not going to sit here and make excuses. I just fucked up. But here we go with the crank. You can see that it is scoring up. You can see the black mark on it. Hell, you can even see the crank right there compared to the rod next to it, how black it is. That tells me it got hot. And then there's the bearings that are completely cooked. So this is pretty bad. And on top of that too, so the other thing, and I didn't include it in this video, is I took a look inside, since I had the exhaust manifold off, the carbon buildup on the valves and everything like that, and there's oil residue. I mean, it was bad. This motor was 100% a bad motor. So I'm actually sitting here showing that my fingernail's getting caught, so the cuts are too deep. It's done, dude. It is freaking done. So we're just gonna, well, we already got a motor. I'm editing this as I'm going to film the new video, but we ended up just getting another motor. Follow the channel for that, because I got a hell of a deal on that. So if you guys haven't seen the short, it'll be in the full video coming out. This motor though, done. And then there's another cylinder that's just as dark. You kind of can see it right here at the front, cylinder 2 right there. But I don't go into this because I looked at that and was like, yep, donezo. All right, so that will conclude this video as well. It looks like we will be sourcing a known good motor. I'm probably gonna avoid like Marketplace or people like selling, unless I really know somebody like in the drift community, because a lot of people swap these cars. If they're just pulling the motor and it's good, cool. But people I don't know typically swap it because it's bad. You know what I mean? So I'll probably be going through like some remanufacturing, or even at work, I could probably see how much they could get a remand motor for. Because even if it's a long block, you know, like that's all I need. I have all these other parts I can swap over. But we will cross that bridge when we get to it. Right now, it's not that time. Thank you guys again for all your continued support and checking out these videos. And I will see you guys all in the next video.